Moses joining me on the desk of the Lloydminster Bandits in action last night, of course, taking on their rivals from Vermilion.
You know, these two don't like each other very much, I'll tell you. They're nice, but not when they meet on the ice, you know.
Usually that's what happens with rivals.
A little bit. Anyways, you know, I'll tell you, they've been close contests, though. In the first two previous meetings, the Bandits edging the Tigers in both and looking to make it 3 in a row last night. Now, the Tigers would get the lone goal in the first. The giveaway by the Bandits goes to the point. Randy Simmons, his shot beats Easton Oborowski. It's 1-0. Second period, Bandits answer back on the 2-on-1. Anthony Renier, Jelani Whitestone, no mistake. His 9th of the season ties this one up. Still in the middle frame, Simmons with a high hit on Roper Jones. Refs call no penalty. Jones, a little woozy, left the game with a concussion. Moments later, Bandits will take the lead. Renier again with the vision behind the net to Whitestone, launching his second of the night. 2-1 Bandits through 40. In the third, the Bandits would add the icing on the cake. Whitestone to Mike McKay, and check out these moves. Beats both defenders through the legs, and he slides it 5-hole. Great effort by the league's top D-man. Bandits improve to 17-0-1 with the 3-1 victory. All right, to the Junior A team, the Lloydminster Bobcats were able to pick up 3 out of a possible 4 points this weekend, include back-to-back games against the Drayton Valley Thunder, which saw its ups and downs. They do remain in third in the AJHL North Division. However, the Thunder also pick up 3 out of a possible 4 points. These games needing at least overtime. Bobcats scored the lone goal Friday, but on Saturday they were not able to score in the shootout as they dropped a 5-4 decision. Not getting it done in regulation has been a familiar refrain in all 4 meetings this year, requiring extra time.
They're a hard-working hockey team, and they got more skill than guys give them credit for. And I think even ourselves sometimes we overlook some of these guys and don't realize. We talk about how hard it's going to be to beat a team like this.
The Bobcats will now have a day off Monday before they resume action tomorrow night in Bonnyville. Now, as for the Bonnyville Pontiacs, they were taking on the Sherwood Park Crusaders yesterday. The Ponts looking to get back in the win column after dropping a 6-1 decision to the Spruce Grove Saints. Good news, they did win. Stephen Klein, perfect, stopping all 23 shots. Shelby Kostashen scoring the late goal in the third period, earning the 1-0 victory for the Yaks. Jackson Dudley also picking up a helper in that game to extend his point streak to 5 games. This is the last of the In the House series. Of course, Scott Manners joining us for this. And Scott, what can we say about what happened? We'll start with the women. It was fantastic. Jennifer Jones, clearly the team, the cream of the crop, and it showed with the final and the victory over Sherry Medell.
It did, and what a fantastic final it was. Both teams left it all out on the ice and played their hearts out. I couldn't help but, cheer for Jennifer Jones. She's been in a trials situation before and didn't qualify. I think the last trials they didn't even make playoffs. So to come into their home city and win it in front of the hometown crowd would be great. I'm sure Jennifer Jones fed off the crowd. I know she spoke of it earlier on.
Does she have what it takes to win in Sochi? We haven't had a Canadian winner, Scott, since 1998, Sandra Schmerler.
Since
of course,
the
darling province of Saskatchewan.
That's right.
Winning it. She's close. Manitoba's pretty close, so I was joking around with you saying maybe some of that prairie love will come in and help her out. But what are her realistic chances of actually doing well and finally getting over the hump and winning that gold medal? Cheryl came close in 2010.
She did, yeah. I mean, Cheryl Bernard was 1 shot away from our last, go around of Olympics. This time around, expectations are always very high when you wear the maple leaf, and we wouldn't expect anything less from Jennifer Jones, and that's the greatest quality about her. She will accept that responsibility as an athlete, as a competitor, as a Canadian, and she'll take that on wholeheartedly. She's in tough company. Eve Muirhead is there. She'll be the defending world champion from last year. Miriam Ott is there. She's another world champion. It's the best teams in the world, and Canada does, in ladies curling, has a long bit of a time, winning that gold medal.
Going to the men's side, Brad Jacobs, now representing Canada, had to go through the pre-qualifying tournament. So did John Morris. So to see both of them in the final, and the way Jacobs performed too, 8-0 during the trials, never been done. So that's twice now, or 2 different aspects where we've seen a pre-qualifier make it and win it, as well as one go undefeated.
Yeah, and I was really pleased to see Brad Jacobs make it into the trials. This is the first time that we've seen a team win a Brier, go to Worlds, and not get a trial spot. So for those guys to do that the way they did it, and they had some losses in the pre-trials, but they still qualified, and then and maybe, you know, and deservedly so, they should have made the trials competition based on their Brier win. So they did it the long road based on CTRS points, and then they got there. To go undefeated was unbelievable. To see them go and beat the best that our country has to offer, and I was really amazed by Jacobs. They were ecstatic to win. They were extremely pumped to win, and it's not hard to see the expressions on their face. They play with a lot of energy.
Enthusiasm is always a big thing in curling. You don't see it as much until you win, but to see that overall excitement, him jumping into the crowd looking for his wife, that was pretty comical, and I think something that we could look at and say, you know what, that's good old Canadiana. Can that help, that energy, that excitement help? Because 06 we had Brad Gushue win gold. Kevin Martin in 2010, 2014 Russia. Brad Jacobs, gold medalist?
Absolutely. Oh, Brad Jacobs, they're going to be out there with the same energy they had in the trials. This is a team that really wants to prove themselves internationally, and I wouldn't think of anything less for them. They're going for one color, and that's gold. They're going to want to do that right through all their games in Sochi. You know, they've got their work cut out for them. They were in Worlds last year against a lot of the same teams. They've played all those teams internationally and abroad. And we look forward to big things from Team Jacobs.
Thank you for spending the time here with us in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's In the House with Scott Manners.